Race officers at the Louis Vuitton Cup managed to get 2 races completed on the second day of round-robin action, Friday the 30th of August, before the wind shut down to below the 6.5-knot lower limit average across a zephyr-laden course. Alinghi Red Bull Racing fell off their foils almost immediately in the pre-start box after a slow first jibe into significant wing wash behind the crossing Patriot of New York Yacht Club's American Magic. With it being almost impossible to build enough speed to get flying on the foils, the Swiss were left frustratingly in displacement but kept resolutely calm on board. With the race committee shortening the course length repeatedly and eventually calling for the finish at the end of leg 4, of a possible 6, and with the time limit of 45 minutes a factor, the boats were at one stage in displacement, off their foils in sync, desperate to attain flight. Both teams sailed high angles from boundary to boundary in a search for zephyrs of Barcelona onshore breeze, and although both managed to get back in the air, it was brief and precarious. The Americans, though, had built a massive lead of almost a leg and ghosted across the finish line, again off the foils, to score their first win of the Louis Vuitton Cup. For the Swiss, the competition is proving tough after an opening day loss to Orient Express Racing Team and again today, but Arnaud Saurophagus, skipper of Alinghi Red Bull Racing, remained positive. Tricky day today just between the wind limit and a fair race on the racecourse, but we like tricky races. If it had gone our way, it would have been a slightly better taste, but it was interesting. We made a mistake on the entry. American Magic did a good job to slow us down, and the race was not over from there as we knew that something could happen, and we just tried to fight our way back. Unfortunately, we had some really light breeze at the bottom of the course and then we just tried to get back on the foil. It's only 2 races, 2 losses. I think everyone can do something strange one day, and for us it was today. The second completed race of the day saw Ineos Britannia race unopposed against the non-sailing Emirates Team New Zealand. The schedule and the rules dictated that Sir Ben Ainsley's British team needed to complete the starting sequence and begin the race before Chief Umpire Richard Slater called the win for the British. Dylan Fletcher, helmsman on the port side of Ineos Britannia, came ashore looking forward to an improving weather picture on Saturday, the 31st of August, and 2 scheduled races against Alinghi Red Bull Racing and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Asked how the team were preparing for those 2 races, Dylan commented, "I think we're just building on the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta, where we had maybe bit of luck on our side in the start against American Magic, but we've been preparing a lot in the sim with our starting coach Ian Williams, so looking forward to the fight." Talking about the damage caused to Emirates Team New Zealand on Thursday evening, the 29th of August, Dylan was looking forward to welcoming the defenders of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup back. "First and foremost, just very happy that everyone was safe, and although the boat was damaged, their health and safety was all good, but very unfortunate for them. It sounds like they'll be back on the water tomorrow, so they have obviously done a good job of turning the yacht around, and the damage can't have been too major," he said. Louis Vuitton Cup results after Day 2. Emirates Team New Zealand issued a statement after racing had concluded today, saying, "After a thorough examination, the team have been relieved that the damage was not as significant as initially expected. There was a big scope of work to figure out where the damage was and how to fix it. The structural damage is reasonably significant, but it was all stuff we can repair to the hull," said structural engineer Dave Olsen. "You wouldn't say we were lucky because it was a bad afternoon, but compared to what it could have been, we are feeling very thankful for sure. The work has been relentless behind the boat shed doors by a highly skilled group of boat builders that have embraced the challenge presented just 24 hours ago. The shore crew and boat builders are world-class, they turn this stuff around really high quality and really quickly," Olsen added. "They are all putting big hours, and we will get this boat back on the water and racing again." The team are aiming to be back out on the racecourse on Saturday, lining up again for their share of 6 scheduled races, with Friday's 2 missed races to be raced at the top of the program. Conditions are forecast to stay light but slightly improve, with the first start scheduled at 2 p.m. Central European Time.
New Zealand journey, well, it's been up and down.
Is this the end of an era?
The team's got very close to the shutting of the doors a number of times. It got really close a week after I took over in 2003. There was not only no money, there was debt. We should have won it in 13. It was pretty brutal.
The view from on board Emirates Team New Zealand's director, Grant Dalton.
We said, that's it. We're closing. We're insolvent now. We've got to go. So we were within, say, 7 hours of closing. And I made a couple of phone calls. I rang Britannia. And he offered to help. And then we won.
We now present the America's Cup to Emirates Team New Zealand!
I'm not the smartest guy in the room, right? I never have been, never will be. But I'll outwork you. Expected to do things that other people don't do. I like what we've done in terms of the foiling monohull. I think universally the teams like these boats, and you can't go back to clunky old boats that don't foil. I mean, who the hell wants one of those? So we have made our mark. Win, lose, boats abandoned or not, it's there forever now, and it will always be remembered. But I see it also as part of the Team New Zealand legacy. We are responsible for the pinnacle of the sport, for the television to be right, for the boats to look good, for spectators to come, making sure the teams want to be involved. This is top of the game, and it's our responsibility to make sure all those aspects are looked after properly. We take it seriously. Every challenger wants to be the defender, so this is not going to be easy. So yeah, I'm worried. If I wasn't worried, we wouldn't be sharp. But my confidence in this campaign is high.
Oh, it's great to get the first win on the board for American Magic here in the Louis Vuitton series. It was quite a stressful day, to be honest, with very marginal sailing on the wind limits. We'd executed a great start and positioned ourselves well, made it really tough for Alingi, who dropped off the foils in the pre-start, and then we were able to sail away, and what should have been reasonably stress-free ended up being to be a pretty stressful day sailing with the breeze dropping at time below 5 knots, and these boats are hard to keep foiling in the lower ranges, but the team did a fantastic job to keep the boat in the air. The cyclists did some incredible amounts of power at times, like hats off to those guys for keeping us in the air.
Being a team, I was burning like 3 or 4 matches right there.
Yeah, but so then it was really tricky to decide whether you want to foil or whether displacement towards the finish. So it was never easy, but it was a great relief when we crossed the line and finally took the first win.
And they are across and first points.
There's so many learnings we took out of today in the races we sailed, and in some of the manoeuvres, some of the things we can take away is just immense. But also in the race we didn't sail at the end, the positioning and how we managed the time before the start. So a whole heap of stuff we can take from today and move forward.
Welcome to the Dock Walk, brought to you by Ainsley & Ainsley, powering this Ineos Britannia America's Cup team. Stood here, alongside Robbie Wilson, who can give us a little bit of a lowdown as to what's going to happen today, because the schedule has somewhat changed. So, Rob, what was it and what is it now?
So, yeah, we were supposed to be racing the New Zealand team, but they had an issue when they docked in last night. It's a real strange one, and, you know, it's pretty rare. But they managed to damage their boat when they were just craning it back into the cradle, and they've sustained some damage, so they can't race today. So what happens is it's a bit of a weird one, but effectively we have to go out, we start the race, and then the umpires will give us the win and disqualify New Zealand because they can't race because of the damage to the boat. So we have to kind of go through the process to get the point. It doesn't matter a lot in the terms of the round robin scores, but that's the plan for today.
I mean, the points against the Kiwis in this particular part of the Cup don't count for anything anyway, right? So yeah, exactly. it is what it is. But when you say we have to sort of run a ghost race, will we actually then go over the start line and carry on as if we were racing? Is that what we'll do? Yeah,
so we have to start the race. So we'll do the normal entry, an easy pre-start, start the race, and then the race will be given to us. We've just got to start, basically.
What is that sort of, I mean, momentum is a big deal in something like this Challenger Series. Has it slightly dented the momentum, having come off the back of a race win yesterday, to sort of go into this today with this situation?
You got to be flexible in these things, and so we're in a way it's a gift. It gives us a day to like just focus on technique and what have you. So we'll certainly take that, But yeah, there is the flip side where it's nice just keep racing, keep that momentum going. But you take it as it comes.
So I'm trying to ask some of the hard questions as well as the easy ones. Okay, go forth and have a fun day out on the water, whatever that looks like.
Awesome.
Thanks, Robbie. Let's go and find Ben Cornish. He's one of the cyclists on board Britannia. Ben, can I steal you away from this crowd of people stuffing their faces with various wraps?
Fueling up.
Freddie Cobb being the notable one. Just talk to me about what today looks like. We've spoken to Robbie, the coach, about the fact that the schedule's changed. That means your approach to today is different. What does it mean for the sailing team as a group of people today? What will you be looking to do out there that obviously you can't race, but what are you going to try and achieve out there on the water today?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange change in mindset. Everyone turned up this morning with the usual routine of a race day. All went through our warm-ups, and obviously then the schedule got updated that we wouldn't really be racing today. So I guess in a way it's a bit of a gimme for us. We get to go out there and have a free day of testing, and there's a lot of stuff on our list to develop from the last couple of days. So the focus will still be there, but we just won't be going up against anyone today. And
the conditions are set to be a little bit fluky today as well. So maybe again that gives you an opportunity to test this boat in those waters.
Yeah,
without it meaning anything.
Yeah, it's right. And as sailors and racers, you see fluky conditions, and it opens up the door for anyone to be able to win things, which it increases the element of luck and chance. So for us, of course, if you're on the back foot in races, then that's great. But if you're starting well and getting ahead, then you want it to be as stable as possible. So we'll certainly be watching with interest all the other races, and I'd say it's a day where any boat could beat any boat. Okay, good. Well, we look forward to seeing what happens out there on the racecourse today. But in fairness to you guys, you can just go and race your race and have a good day out there and see what you're going to be testing. Let's go and find Eliud Kipchoge, because, if anyone knows about timing, it's this man. And the schedule has, of course, changed for us in terms of a sailing team. But for, him, he's just interested in seeing these boats go out on the water. Oh, hi, darling. See, I didn't expect to find him, but I have. What are you looking forward to most about today? What are you going to try and get out of today based on the fact the schedule's changed and there are no points on offer today?
Yeah, so it's a good chance for us to get out and try some different things. We've been developing a lot over the last few days, and we'll just keep working on that and looking forward to getting prepped for the races coming tomorrow. Ben Cornish described it as a gimme, which I thought was an interesting way of looking at it, based on the fact that, it does give you a chance to observe what else is going on in fluky conditions out there and test this boat in fluky conditions when points aren't up for grabs. Yeah, maybe. It's an interesting dynamic, because the race against the Kiwis doesn't count for anything, but of course it's a chance to race against a defender. It should just say, really unfortunate incident for them, and hopefully they can resolve things. I'm sure they can. They're normally pretty tough, the Kiwis, at coming back from setbacks like that. But yes, for us, we just crack on, keep trying to improve every day. Thanks. Okay, well, you disturbed me because I was on the way to finding Eliud Kipchoge. Let's see if we can still find him. Here he is. Come with me, Louis. It's a big run up that dock walk, but here we go. Here's the great man, Eliud. What do you make of that race boat behind us? Let's turn you around this way so Louis can show the boat behind in all its splendour as well. You've been with us as a guest today. Yes. What do you make of this boat here?
This is a wonderful boat, actually. It's very good for us technological son. I trust it will be the fastest boat, actually, during this American Cup.
Words of wisdom for the sailing team going out on the water today. You're incredibly good at coming up with those pearls of advice that mean so much.
Yes, so my best advice actually is to believe on themselves. They are prepared well and planned well. So it's only to execute, believe on themselves, and push as always.
Eliud, thanks so much. Off the boys go, off the dock. Don't forget you can watch all of the action on TNT Sports or on YouTube, and you can join us later for some analysis and breakdown of what happened on the water today if you sign up on IneosBritannia.com. Let's see what they've got today.